Good afternoon, everyone. It's Camille from Chicken Scratch and Sniff. Today we're going to talk about more ideas for how to teach Howard W. Hunter, Chapter 17, which is about preserving and protecting the family. There are absolutely helps up on the blog, cknscratch.com, but these are 4 more additional ideas to help you get an idea and a feel for what your class needs, because we're all different. Everybody needs different things, and so these will be more ideas for you, okay? The first one is with a jar of preserves, okay? So it says red raspberry preserves. In this, it talks about preserving the family. And so you can compare the family to a jar of preserves and say, you know, what it takes to make this. You need family, so that could be the fruit. You need sugar, so that could be like the love. And then it all has to be heated up, and it all has to be able to get stuck together. And so obviously the heat would be more like our trials and things, but as a family, as we stay strong together, we turn out into something great like this. And then you could talk about how we have to preserve this type of family. If you substituted the sugar for salt, obviously it wouldn't be as good. And so you can talk about that kind of thing, the definition of the family, and what the Lord's definition actually is. So a couple ideas with the preserves. Number 2, one of the handouts up on the blog has a picture of a house, and it's empty. It's divided into like 4 sections, maybe 6, and it has some of the different rooms in the house. So this idea goes with that handout in addition to what I've already shared. So there's 3 questions that you can ask, because a family is also about the home that the family. You guys still with me? Okay, so what are you allowing in to your home? It could be things that you put up on the wall. It could be things that you listen to. It could be whatever you're purposefully allowing in. And then is it actually the best things that you are allowing in? Or could you allow in something better? Okay, so number 1, what are you allowing in? Number 2, what are you keeping out? It could be the bad language. It could be, not great TV shows. But what kind of things are you trying to keep out of your home? And how do you keep those things out? And is there other things that you should be working more diligently at to keep out? And then number 3, the question could be, what are you building up? So this would be more family related. Instead of just talking about what you're taking in and out of the home, this would be, what are you building up? Are you building up your spouse? Are you building up your children? Are you building up yourself? Or are you tearing those things down? Whether it's you looking in the mirror every day and criticizing yourself, or if it's you tearing down your husband instead of saying thank you. And then with this point, you could talk about, family prayer, family home evening, those types of things, but just other things that we do to strengthen our families, okay? All right, so that's idea number 1 and idea number 2. Idea number 3 is, how do you know you're doing it right? How do you know you're a good parent? How do you know you're a good mom, a good dad? What's the end goal for your children? How do you know if you've been successful? You could discuss that for a while, different people's definitions. But Howard W. Hunter actually has a definition in the chapter. And it points out these 5 things so that you know you are a successful parent. And he says, if your children have been loved, if you've sacrificed for them, cared for them, taught them, and ministered to them, you are a successful parent. And he talks about how we are really harsh sometimes to ourselves, and how we're too hard, because children are all different. And you could do the exact same thing with 2 children, and they come out completely different. But what matters is that you loved them, you taught them, you sacrificed for them, you did those things. Those are things that you can control. The rest you can't. And so you have to accept the things that you can and recognize the good things that you can. And so you could do this a couple of different ways. After you point out President Howard W. Hunter's quote, you can write those things on the board, you can discuss some of the ways that those things are done, or you can give your class time to just think about how they are loving, sacrificing, teaching, caring, ministering to their children, and how they are already a great parent. because you are doing great. You're probably doing a lot better than you even think. And the prophets have said that to us. And to remember that and to acknowledge for a second that you are a good parent is a good thing. And to not compare ourselves with each other, and to not compare our children to our other children, but to recognize the good and the great in every individual, and to take time to be grateful for those things every day. All right? So focus on those individual strengths and good things, and don't be mean to yourself. All right, number 4. I really like the part in the manual. It's at the beginning, highlighted at the chapter, and then it's the very last line in the chapter. And it talks about how our homes are very common places. You know, we're there every single day, obviously. And so we take them for granted sometimes, I think. But it talks about how a home is a common place, but it's where the greatest success can be. And so an object lesson with this is you can take some Legos or blocks or whatever you have and build. Like, these are daily things that we do in our home. You know, it's nothing crazy, it's nothing mind-blowing, but we do daily things in our homes. And these are not huge things in and of themselves, okay? Hopefully I'll show you when I'm done, okay? And we kind of do them without even thinking. You know, we're just doing them every day. Hold on, let me get this going. And so you can talk about those things and how sometimes we forget when we're doing those things every single day. And sometimes blocks are just a piece. But in the end, what we're making is a castle, right? So remember, by small and simple things, great things are brought to pass. And that's with our homes and our families. Is yes, we have to do the laundry every day. Yes, we clean up the table every single day. But those small daily things that we do at home, the way we talk to each other, the way we treat each other, determine the greatness that will come from it. And so remember the castle that you're building, and it's not just a home. Remember what your end goal is. It's not just to have your kid be independent here and be able to take care of themselves. It's for you to help them get to the celestial kingdom. And so that's where our castles are, and that's where we're building, and that's what we need to remember. So a couple of object lessons for you there. You can also talk about, if you really want to get into this object lesson, how these are all different colors. So maybe this is one is dad, and this one's mom, and how every person is needed to make this home and family beautiful, and to protect it and to preserve it. So you can talk about that too. All right, guys. I hope that helps. I hope it's a great lesson for you guys. Whatever it is, remember that you are part of God's family and that He loves you. Have a great week. Bye.